Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those that don't know me, my name's Belinda and we're doing a 4-week colour along. We're starting today and every Friday from now until 4 weeks time. Hi Linda, Patricia, Pam, Dana, Robin, Laurie. Have I forgotten anyone? Helen. Hi. I knew what you meant, Linda. For those that haven't joined a live chat before, make sure that you are logged in to YouTube and make sure that your little live chat box is on live so you can see what's happening there and who I'm talking to. Yes, Pam, it's in the group in the events. It's also at the bottom of the unit section. I just haven't lifted it up to the top. But yeah. Hi, Barbara. Thanks for joining. Hi, Kim. Just lurking, Barbara. I'm assuming you can hear, or can you just are you just watching? I didn't actually grab the link for the actual event, but it is in the announcements in the group. There's a link to the actual event, so and the image is sort of halfway down the wall in the event, so you should be able to see it there. It's funny when people get bored that we end up getting people annoy us, hey? Hi, Caran. I have children that are like that too. Yeah, of course it is. So we're going to be using Polychromos today. I am going to be using the Prismacolor white pencil. You could use any soft white pencil. I've got my Luminance here, but I find that it's a little bit too opaque, and I really want some of these colours to really come through. If you've seen Michelle's original image of this, she uses very similar colours to this, and I wanted to try and make this grey look a little bit like a mixture of colour, I guess. So it's a bit of an experiment for me today too, so hopefully it turns out okay. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will be awesome. Hi, Loretta. Hi, Angela. So for those just coming in, if you haven't got the image, make sure you pop over to the group. It is in under the unit section. It's also in the announcement section, and it's in the events as well. So did I already say that? Oh well, I just said it again. Here's the group link. I can make a dirt patch look amazing. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Linda. So big thank you to Michelle Tracey for this beautiful image. The full name of it, which I couldn't fit in the description, in the, top, what's it called? The title. It's called Sienna and the Deer Enchant the Garden. Michelle Tracey's recently brought out a series of these Sienna fairies with the little deer. They're really cute, and I'm sure that they're going to be coming together in a book shortly. That would be awesome. Michelle is from Australia as well, so here we go, sharing Aussie artists. And I've been a fan or following and colouring her images. When I very first started colouring, she was one of my favourite artists. I love the grayscale, and I also love line images as well, so she's got a bit of both, which is awesome. My hair project was amazing. Thanks, Pam. It started off as a patron exclusive live session, and I ended up moving it to a full tutorial, so it came out really awesome. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's in the list of videos. It's the most recent one I've uploaded, so. Hi, Mary. Hi, Misbehaving. What is your name? I keep forgetting it. I know I've been told before. I have so many names go through, it's so hard to remember. Yep. Was a good video. Hi, Patricia. Is it Misbehaving? Is it? I don't know. I don't think it's Lisa. I don't know. Tell me, please. I've got my little notepad out here. Alright, I've got some links, so let me just pop them up. So Michelle has this little link thing. It's attached to all of her social media links, so if you pop in the link, it gives you all of her details: websites, colouring pages, Facebook groups, Facebook page. Everything that you would need to know about Michelle Tracey is in this link, so you can. Okay, apparently it doesn't want me to send it. Why? And apparently my edit and try again. Don't know why. It's not working. I'll try that again. Hi, Beverly. Thanks for joining. No, it doesn't like me today. Alright, I can't post that link. That's just terrible. I'll post the actual image link then, and you could go from there. Michelle Tracey Art is also, she's also on Instagram as well, so that's where you can get all her links. And because my computer is too slow, I cannot open it up and get it all for you, because I'm worried it will just play up. So, hi Louise, hi Raylene. I still haven't seen Misbehaving's full name. Yeah, I'm still searching for a computer. It's been quite an adventure. Because of the types of editing and video that I'm doing, I need something that's fairly fast and with a lot of processing power, and also obviously a really good graphics card. But yeah, it's been really hard finding anything. There's not a lot here in Australia of like major stores that do computers. They have like a select range, and I think I need something a little bit more custom built. So I'm still looking into it all, but it is coming along. Yeah, that link did, but not the, that was the Etsy link, but the other link to, is it called LinkedIn? No, not LinkedIn. Let me have a look. Linktree, I think it is, where you can put that link in your Instagram account bio, and you click on the link and it has a page with all of your individual links on it. That's what I was trying to send you, but it wouldn't let me. It didn't like the address for some silly reason. Try again. I even tried writing something in there as well. It just won't let me. Alright, I'm getting ready to start. So, hi Janine. Not really. I recently purchased the Adobe Creative Cloud thing. You pay a subscription each month to get it, and I opened up the video editing program, and my computer completely had a fit. Obviously, it's not strong enough or fast enough or new enough to cope with that kind of program, but it was quite funny. I was just looking at it going, huh? It made me feel very, very like I was at school again, trying to learn something that I had completely no idea of what was going on. But that's what YouTube's for, hey guys. That's why we're here, because YouTube helps us with so many things that we can't do. So yeah, I'm sure this is going to take me a month or so to get organized, this new computer thing, but it'll happen eventually. Yeah, we don't have, Helen, we don't have access to Amazon US here anymore. We've only got Amazon AU, and they don't have a lot here. But it's getting better. It's getting better. We're getting more and more things, but it's still kind of on the pricey range. For Amazon, it's definitely not cheaper like we would like it to be. It is not like that at all, but that's okay. We're growing, I guess, as a country. We're still little, so I'm sure it'll get better. Oh, thanks, Janine. Hi, Maria. Oh, it's Sahara. I knew that. We're meeting this week. It's been great doing live videos and things like that. I've met heaps of people, and through Patreon as well. And some people I've actually met in person. It's been fabulous. So I'm actually meeting up with some more people every couple of weeks, every couple of months. It's great. So today we're going to be using a couple of colours. I'm kind of going to be mixing them all up. And I thought we'd start from maybe one side and move across. We're not going to get the whole background finished today. This is going to probably take up at least a couple of weeks, because the picture or the image is mainly background. There's not a lot of detail work to do in the actual fairy, so that will be fairly quick, which will probably be what we'll do in the last session. So we'll try and get the background done, and then we'll fill her in as we move across the page. It's pronounced Sahara, is it? Sahara. I used to have a friend at school, and her name was Sarah. Sarah. It is a beautiful image. So as I said before, if you look up in the description, it is in the Facebook group. So if you want to grab it, pop over there. You're saying yes loud. I can't hear you. So again, if you're new and never done live chat, make sure that you check out the little boxes underneath the video. There's a live chat button, and make sure that live chat section is on live chat. So you physically have to click on that and change it to live chat. Make sure it's on live, because when we do the giveaway later on, you won't be able to enter if you can't chat in the chat. I'm using red violet, light red violet 135. I can't even read. I've got pink Meadow Lake 129, magenta 133. This video will be up after. Once it's processed, you'll be able to go back and rewatch if you miss the colours, and also they're in the description as well. Cream 102. I've got Sky Blue 146, Purple Violet 136. I've got Light Cobalt Turquoise 154. And I've got Light Lemon Glaze 104, and also my Prismacolor White. The Polychromos White is too hard for what I'm going to try to achieve in the background, so it is worth getting some sort of nice soft pencil. I like the Prismacolor one and the Caran Luminance White. But I didn't want to use this Luminance today. I think it's a little bit too opaque, I was saying earlier, so we'll just stick with this one. Now, I may use the Caran Full Colourless Blender, but I probably won't for this bit. I think we'll be right. I'm just looking through my stuff to make sure I've got everything. I definitely have my dusting brush today. Because we're using the white, there will be a bit of dust. Okay, now, who have I missed? Somebody else? Anyone else come in? reading. Brenda, hi Brenda. You brought a brush? This was my Nana's, so it keeps my mind crafty, that's what I say anyway. Alright, so I actually did a little bit of a trial to make this kind of look a little bit like watercolor, and I used the excuse me, I used a little bit of Zest It on a brush, and I sort of smudged the color in, but it looked really dark, and I don't want it to look dark. I want it to look kind of vibrant and bright, so I ended up moving away from a solvent because it didn't quite do what I was hoping for. So it's going to take us a little while to get through this, because we're going to be doing a lot of, it's not even blending, it's kind of smudging. So we're going to be smudging the colours out and making them look kind of smooth and all blend together, hopefully, fingers crossed. Your makeup brush is awesome for dusting, nice and soft but thick bristles. I'm having trouble, things won't sit today. I've had to borrow my daughter's studio light because my other studio light blanked out and it was just too dark without it. Having fun. It's been an interesting week, that's for sure. Alright, I think we're ready to start, guys. We'll do the, we're going to be doing a flip through of Michelle Tracey's Spirit and Fantasy colouring book halfway through, and we'll do a giveaway for that, a digital copy of that as well. And then we'll keep going and hopefully push through a fair bit. Any questions before I start? Let's do it then. I've got, the first pencil I'm going to use is light yellow glaze. Let's just zoom in a little bit. Now this image is really highly grayscaled. It's got a lot of dark colour in it, but the colours are really kind of smudged and blended together. So what I'm going to try to attempt is, you've already got it, Linda? Yeah, I've had mine for ages. Actually, I've done a couple of tutorials already on YouTube. Some of my very first ones were with Michelle Tracey images, so I've done a couple. So yellow, I want to try and make, these are actually flowers in the background, so they're like big floppy sort of daisies. And I want to make them sort of come forward a little bit, and you can see between the darker sections there's some lighter areas behind. So what I want to try to do is put a little bit of yellow behind all of those sections and over on this side as well, to bring them forward and make them sort of stand out a little bit. I want them to blend into the background as well, but I want them kind of to stand out a little bit as well. The image, Rosa, did you ask me that this morning? If it was you who messaged me, I tagged you in the link. The Derwent, what is awesome? You reckon Linda would have won today? I have an electric eraser. I like my Derwent one. I've got a cheap brand one as well. But the Derwent one has got a better motor in it. But that's an electric razor. It's got a little thing you pull out here and you can put new eraser sections. They're actually quite good priced. I got mine from the art shop a couple of years ago now. And I found a cheaper one for like $2 in the $2 shop, but it wasn't as good. So, but the erasers, the actual rubber part of it are good. So I just use them for refills. So I actually tagged, if it is Rosa, the same Rosa, I tagged you in the actual image this morning. I probably use my mono eraser and my kneadable eraser a lot now, because sometimes the electric eraser can be too harsh and it can compromise the paper, so I just have to be a little bit more careful. So the event is, if you open up, if you're on a mobile device, if you open up my actual group, the event is actually the first thing that's underneath the title image at the top. So you just kind of scroll down a little bit and the live event comes up directly underneath that. On the computer, I'm not sure if it's exactly the same, but it should be there. Also, I think on the computer it's down, like there's some advertising things on the sides of, or the right hand side of the page. I think a little bit down further it does tell you events that are going on in that page as well. And Linda put the link up. Thank you. All right. Okay. You purchased the image. It was free in the group, hun. All right. I've got my light yellow glaze, and I'm just going to very lightly, it needs sharpening. All right, very lightly. I'm just going to go, holding my pencil kind of on the very end and on the side a bit. I'm just going to go in and mark out some of these areas that are around the daisy-like things here. And just sort of, I guess we're pushing forward those dark sections so that they stand out and they don't get too washed out behind or into the background. Now these are kind of I don't know, little round sections in here, but I still want to go behind that as well. You might not be able to see any color going down. As this area is so dark, you might actually see it. And I'm just sort of going around those petals and just forming the shapes. So just like that. Can you see that okay? Just realized I got scribble on this board. And just coming in around this one here, which is a little bit up here a bit more. I'm just kind of shaping them and coming around the bottom as well. I don't want to lose that detail if I can. I know that it's probably hard because it's hard to see in the grayscale there, but once we start to fill in colour, it'll make those things just pop out a little bit more. So this is the stem. I'm just going to go around that as well. I'm just using really light pressure at this stage. So Janine, I've posted up the color conversion, I've posted up a color chart of the Polychromos, so you can actually check out the image and try to color match to the Prismas. I've done that because not everybody has Prismas either. Some people like to use their own brands. That's fine. I think this would be a lovely image with Caran Pablos actually. Pablos are really pastel-y coloured, and all the colours are really nice and yeah, pale. In saying that, I did an image with them not long ago and it came up really beautiful and vibrant, so yeah, pretty colours but a lot softer, more pastel like. So for our Patreon videos, the full tutorials are usually there, and I do a conversion chart from whatever I'm using to the 4 types of pencils I have are Polychromos, Prismacolor, Pablo, and I've also got the set of Black Widows as well, which I'm still waiting for the skin colours in that. Hopefully they won't be too far, maybe Christmas. That would be nice. And when I do a Copic tutorial, I always put those 4 pencil conversions with it. I've recently had to start employing my daughter to help me with some of the colour charts and things. It just takes so long doing that side of it. And a lot of my time is being taken up with that. So I've employed her help. Okay, so you can see now as I start to fill that in that those flowers are just sort of coming forward a little bit more. I'm going to come down to these bottom ones now. Yes, Pablos, I agree, Barbara. I love the Pablos though. They are pretty. I think that they need some more brighter colours though. They are very pastel-y. They're yeah. They're not as vibrant as some other brands, which is fine because they're, you know, it's good to have something different. I think for doing, you know, real portraits and you know, drawing images from photos and things like that, it's fantastic to have the different brands like that because they do have completely different colours in them, which makes it easier for colour matching and things like that too. So I'm just being, this is kind of a little bit gentle too, so we're going to do lots of layers for the background here. Once I come in with the white pencil, we're going to sort of smudge this colouring together and we're going to mix a layer of that white wax pencil with these oil base, and we then can go over the Prismacolors with these colours again just to make them a lot more vibrant and stand out a lot more. Hi Lisa! No worries, Patricia. See you next time. So the for Patreon, it's a $5 a month subscription, and then everything that I do is included in that. So all the color charts, special videos, extra content is available in that subscription. There's no free images or anything like that on Patreon. I use artist images, and I don't sort of, there's no sort of images that are included unless my husband draws them, which he has done for the crystals, but I've tried to use some images that were free so everyone can sort of get them as well. And I've done a few for requests. The hair one actually recently was a request from Claire. She didn't request rainbow hair, but she requested one of the Mariola Butic images to be done. So, and it ended up being rainbow hair. Hi Charlotte. Hi Anne. Oh, sorry Mary. Hopefully it gets a bit better. It says that I've got good streaming health, so I don't know if that makes a difference. Alright, so down the bottom here there's another one, but he's sort of fading out into the distance there, so I've got a lineup of more artists in the next 3 months, I think it is. I've got December, January and February booked out now. So we've already got the start of the year ready to go for colour alongs, which is pretty exciting. And we'll have a line art image next month, and then in January we'll do another grayscale, and probably February will be a grayscale too. I'm not sure yet. Hi Shara. Okay, so I've done all of that yellow at this stage. I'm just going to come up here. I'm going to be going over some of this with some other colours later, but I just want to mark out these flowers first. So I thought what we might do is, I've given us 2 hours today, and whatever we can get done in that 2 hours, we'll get done. So I know we're not going to be finished a complete section by then, but stick with us. We'll do the rest next week and the week after and the week after that. Just turning my page so I get a better angle on it. Trying to keep my hand out of the camera there a little bit so you can see what I'm doing as well. Okay, I think that's pretty well defined there. It's still really light, but because it's so dark in those areas, it seems to be standing out fairly well, which is good. So the image is it's a watercolor image originally, so all of these colors here in watercolor are like completely blended and mixed in together, like there's purples and blues and yellows and greens. Now obviously we're using pencil, so it's a little bit harder but to get that kind of effect, but that's what I'm trying to go for here, is a little bit like watercolor without using watercolor. kind of like a bokeh background, is that what it's called when it's all blurry like that? Bokeh. Linda will be laughing at me right now. I have so much trouble pronouncing things sometimes. See? She's laughing. Alright, moving across. Now this one here, I'm going to do fairly yellow. And I also want to bring her forward as well. So I'm actually just going to go, because this section's really light here, I'm just going to go into the top of her wings with some of this yellow. And I'm also going to go down her back with a bit of yellow. And just around in there. And I'm going to do a little bit on the outside of her. Coming around. We might not get to work much in these areas today, but I'm just lining stuff in for now. Making this all sort of stand out and jump off the page a bit. Now I'm going to do underneath the little deer. And I'm going to do the front section of her skin as well, and her dress. So she's got the glow of the flower on her face, and I'm sort of giving her a bit of an aura, I guess, around the outside of her as well. I've never ever seen a deer like this anyway. Going back now, sorry. I could probably zoom out a little bit now that you know what I'm actually doing. And you can see more of the image there at once. Hi, Leslie. Welcome new people that have come in. Sorry, my chat box is already flicked up and I can't see everything. I'll go back in a minute. Check it out. Not late. We haven't really done anything yet. We're just sort of laying in colour at the moment. Just really roughly. Got another little flower in the background here too, so I'm just going to go around that as well, trying to leave the petaled areas if I can. They're kind of blurry in this part here, so I'm just making it up as I go. Just going around it to create a little bit of shape. Once I've marked in these lighter areas, I will just start on the right side of the page and we'll just start gradually moving across. My pencil stayed nice and sharp because I keep turning it as I go to make that point sort of drop down, and continuing to keep the point because I'm twisting my pencil around like that too. Got another flower here. I'm just going around the outside. Yeah, that's right, Elaine. So because I'm holding the pencil up the top here and on a bit of an angle, if I was to put pressure down on that, I'm going to break the pencil pretty much here. So to help you go lighter, bringing it up the top here, I think it's a subconscious thing. You know that your pencil will break if you push down too hard on this angle. So it just makes you feel like you have to go light. And it allows you to lay down a light layer. See, I'm pretty heavy-handed, so holding my pencil up the end here and on an angle like that, it helps me to be more conscious of the pressure that I'm putting down. And yeah, we get a nice light even layer with no streaks through it. So I'm just marking out these areas that are petals as well, making sure I come around the bottom of them to sort of finish that area off a bit. Some of them are longer than others, so if you don't have good light to be able to see either, it might be better to move where you can see the difference in the grey colour. This one's actually quite a light grey colour, even though it's got a fair bit of the grayscale in it. It's still not like black like this. And we're going to use those different tones of grey to work out our shadows and highlight areas. Just losing my pencils. So down here it's really dark. All of my pencils. Down here it's really dark, but I still want to make sure that I line in the individual petals so that I can see them. And then we can come in with like a pink or purple or blue or whatever colour, and we can actually draw in the details of them. Bye, Leslie. Have a good night. Oh, yay, Elaine. Polys were actually my very first professional coloured pencils that I got. When I first started, I was using Crayola. No, not Crayola, sorry. Faber Castell Classics and and I can't remember the other brand I was using now. It will pop into my head later on, but yeah, these Polychromos were my first professional ones. Marco Raffine was the other brand I was using. Raffine or Raffine. They're actually very similar to Polychromos. Just not as pigmented. And obviously they're not light fast either. Hi, Sammy. Ohuha watercolor markers. Cool. Is it late there? I don't even know what the time difference is now. Everyone's had like daylight savings and things like that, so it's changed again for everybody. I think someone was saying it was only 4:30 in the afternoon in the US. She did? Oh, thanks, Sammy. I did send you up a thank you last week for mentioning me in your stream again. Thank you so much. Okay. I think I've got enough of the highlight or the glowing parts now. She's going to look pretty. I just want to put a little bit more into her. So just putting her on the front and also down into these light areas of her clothes. We'll make that, it's kind of like a sunflower then, isn't it? It's glowing. Anyway. Mystidia or Mistia. Very cute. Oh, I think we need some yellow down here. Let me just put a little bit on the bottom here. There's a couple of little, I don't know, there might be petals actually flowing off there. Upside down. 11:13 p.m. in London, 5:20 in the US, 5:15 where Charlotte is. I'm assuming that's US as well. 4:30 in, where are you, Elaine? 4:30 be 5:30 when they started. Oh, thanks, Sammy. It's currently 10:15 a.m. here in Australia, well, in Victoria. It's not the same in Western Australia or Queensland, or I think a couple of the other states are like a half an hour behind, so yeah. Trying to grab my pencils again, they all flew away from me. Alright, so I think what we'll do next is I'm going to play with pink, and I need to sharpen my pencil again. Green. So I've got a light cobalt turquoise. It's on the face as well. I've put a light layer on her face. It's hard to see in this light, isn't it? But there is a light layer on the front section of her whole body. 3:15 p.m. in California. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Such bad news in the world, isn't there? Texas. You guys are all over the place, aren't you? All over the world. Light red violet we're going to use first. I'm going to use this in the top corner here, and I'm going to do the same thing, so light pressure. This colour is quite dark, so you do really need to be careful of the pressure. So I'm doing circular motions, and I've got holding my pencil on the side like this as well, just so that I make myself do light. So I want to make this kind of look a little bit like watercolor, so I'm just gonna okay, so I don't know if you can see it in your image, but a lot of the dark streaks are actually flowing downwards. So here you can see that's flowing right down, so there's a lot of sort of vertical streaks down, and that's the watercolor, you know, gradually following gravity and moving down to the bottom. So I want to try to achieve that here. Especially with the darker colours. So I'm doing circular motions, and I'm just kind of bringing it down in sections as well. I don't want them all the same length either, because I don't just want to, you know, have all that colour, you know, coming down to here, and then, yeah, I want it to mix up a bit. So I'll go down a little bit further in some sections and shorter in others. Staggered, yeah. Yeah, we have a no gun law here. We, when I was a little girl, there was this initiative where people could hand in their guns for cash. And yeah, we do have guns, but you need to have licenses, and usually for hunting and things like that. So here I've just done some dark, brought it down, left a little section, come up shorter again, gone longer, come up shorter again. This section's a lot lighter, so I'm going to keep it a little bit shorter. I'm going to turn it on the side again, sorry, just so I can get that top section. I like it when the images have borders. It just makes it so much easier when doing things like this, because you know where to stop. When it doesn't have a border, you kind of get to the edge of the picture and like, how far up do I need to go? So again, if you've just come in, make sure you pop over to my Facebook group if you want to get the image. It'll be available for the 4 weeks of the event, so come over and grab it. If you're joining the group for the first time, make sure you answer the questions too, so that Linda and I and the other admins can let you in. Now I think I might stop about there and I'll just work on this part here, but I just want to bring this colour down here a little bit. Down into this section of the image as well. And I'm going to do the same from the bottom up in a second, but I just wanted to get a little bit of that one in the main section there. So I'm coming from the bottom up this time. Hi Marianne. I'm not sure why you're having a hard time. Okay, so you need to join the Facebook group, my Facebook group. And in the Facebook group there's an event. It's also, there's a link for it in the announcement section. And there's also a link in the unit section, because we have these little unit things now. And once you're in the actual event, if you scroll down the page, in the actual event, it's probably halfway down, and then all the way at the bottom is the color swatch chart for the Polychromos. So if you don't have Polychromos, you can match your own colors. So I've stopped here, stuttering here. I stopped here, and I'm just moving across. I'm going to leave that all yellow still, and I'm just coming across to the corner and adding this in the corner here. I think Linda popped up a link. Did you pop up a link for the event as well, Linda? I can't remember. Okay, I've just come across a little bit. I'm still doing a vertical kind of shape because I want it to go or run up or down. Technically we're moving up, but it's supposed to look like it's coming down. So, and just a tiny bit along the very edge there. I think that's enough. I've got some light cobalt turquoise, and these sort of stem areas, I just want to lay a little bit of this color in to represent a green, it's kind of green blue, but a green stem. Also running sort of vertically down This one runs across sort of diagonally, but I'm just going to move the colour down on an angle as well. And this one's already going down, so I'm going to add this colour in just really lightly beside. So we're kind of mixing the colours together a little bit, overlapping the yellow a little bit. And I'm just going to put a little bit more in these darker sections. I've left the petal areas free at this stage too. And I know this is really dark. Just coming up and in between some of these areas here, maybe move across to this side. Kind of trying to mix it up a little bit. You don't have to do it exactly the same, but the idea is that we're kind of spreading the colour around the image and we're bringing it down in a vertical direction to make it look like it's falling. So I'm just filling in a few sections in that yellow area as well. Okay. Gosh, it's so hard to see, isn't it? Sorry guys. Now, I'm reading back again and I'm having a quick drink. Yeah, don't worry about making mistakes, guys. Seriously, if you make that big a mistake and you don't want to show anyone, don't show anyone. But if you don't try and have a play or practice, you won't start to figure things out. So I always say give it a go. Nothing's wrong. If you ever need any help, just yell out, send me a message. I'll do what I can. Sometimes my messages can be quick, but they're not abrupt, so please don't think that. I just, you know, maybe on the fly or in the middle of something, so I'll quickly answer, but I definitely can help. I've got, my little froggy's getting a workout today. I think he's full. I've got Sky Blue 146 and I'm going to repeat and do the same thing. So I'm going to come into between the areas that haven't been coloured yet. So here I've got violet, green and violet, then a little bit of blue again. We're also going to add a little bit of pink. So I'm going to make sure I've left a couple of sections there with no colour. So I can bring some pink in. I think we might add a fair bit of blue, especially in these lighter areas. The parts that go over the yellow are just going to look a little bit green, but it's still going to be a different colour green to the aqua that we've used, so that's okay. Just coming in closer to the petals and the yellow sections, adding a little bit of this colour in as well. I'm going to have to do this again because I'm going to put white all over it and you won't be able to see it anyway. Alright, so that was the blue. And I've got some pink. Pink Meadow Lake. Bye Kathleen, thanks for joining. You can always rewatch if you want to follow along later too. Yeah, pastels would be awesome, Kim. I actually thought of that, but due to everyone's restrictions and not everyone having them, I figured that pencils was probably an easier way to go. My pencil's really blunt again. It's going to look good, hopefully. I had to sharpen that. It wasn't quite blunt and I was getting a few it was blunt and I was getting some indentations. I'm kind of coming around the petals still at this stage. I might do them with a little bit of violet and some pink in a minute, but I just want to get this first part of the background done. As I said, we're not going to get all of this finished. We've got to sort of spread it out over the 4 weeks anyway, but so I'm just coming in between some of those areas that I did before. Putting the pink over the yellow is just going to make it like a sunset kind of pink colour, which is beautiful anyway. Just coming around that green a little bit and filling in the rest of the gaps now. We're going to blend now with the white pencil. Get ready to hear some snapping. Alright, my white pencil I've got in a Derwent extender because I'm going to be putting a fair bit of pressure on it, and it's only about that big, so I wanted to have something to be able to hold. But I'm not worried about this being sharp. I actually kind of want this to be a little bit blunt. I don't want to put indentations in the paper again, and I want to try to smudge the colour in if I can. So I'm hoping that the white will lighten it up a little bit and make it a little bit brighter. And also it's going to help us blend it in nice and smoothly like watercolour. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, guys. Here we go. I've got pastel pencils, and Lo, who's actually not here, sent me a packet of Pitt pencils, Faber Castell Pitt pencils. Which are very similar to the Carbothello chalk pencils, so they'd be good as well. I'm yet to do an image with a set of those. I think I might have to give it a go though. So what I'm trying to do is blend the colours that are next to each other together and smudge them out a bit so that they look a little bit more blurry, and just brighten them up a little bit. So I'm just using circular motions to smudge the colour out. I'm trying to keep the same direction, but at the same time I'm trying to, you know, blend it in. I'm using probably medium pressure. I'm not using heavy because I've still got my pencil on the side. If I was doing heavy pressure, I'd have it like that. But I'm still using fairly light pressure. Enough to blend and smudge the colour in, but not enough to push the paper down very much. Because what we're going to do is, once we've done the giveaway and the flip through, we'll come back in and we'll layer those same colours over again. So what will happen is, I'll just do a bit of an example. This is a light red violet over the top of the white. If you can see that, what happens is the white underneath lightens the colour on the top, so that we'll be able to see that colour coming through a little bit better. And then we're just going to blend it out again. So we're going to do a couple of layers. So I don't want to do too heavy pressure that it'll flatten out the tooth too much. And I also don't want to remove the colour underneath. I like the is it Mungyo pastels? They're good. I've got a set of those as well. I actually bought some on eBay, and funny thing is I actually thought it was a big set, and I was like really excited because I got this big set, and when they arrived I was actually had a giggle to myself. I'll actually show you, it's quite funny. So the picture had a picture of the actual pastels, and the box was actually open and it looked like they were full size. So when I got this box, I was actually a little bit shocked. I was like, that's tiny. Why is the box so small? But the reason is that the little pastel inside are tiny. So you can see that they are really tiny. I think, let me measure it. So that explains why they were so cheap. But they came directly from India. I thought it was a bit misleading. It never actually said what size they were. But that's like just over, about 2.5 centimeters. So an inch long. And you know how hard they are to hold? Yeah, they're tiny, but I was really disappointed. I was like, no. I have got a pack with like 24 colours, which are the big ones. But yeah, I was like, rats. That didn't go as planned. And you know, oh no, I've just put it on my image. Hang on, let me just brush that off. Lucky they're erasable, hey? Anyway, but it's funny because my daughter ordered some little magnets off Wish, and when they came, they were like 1 millimeter in size. They were these tiny little magnets. But my husband ordered a speaker on eBay, and he thought it was going to be like a little speaker, and it was like huge. So you really can't tell sometimes. Going back to white. I think, Elaine, I think it was like $26 or something. And I thought it was a full set, so that was actually a pretty good price. But no. This pencil extender is a Derwent one. I've actually just put washi tape around this part of it. Because it hurts my fingers, so it's washi tape. The Derwent silver one is quite big, small. It doesn't hold, or is it bigger? One of them's bigger. There's a black and a silver one in the pack. I think the black one is smaller. This one just fits the Polychromos in it, but I brought some of these ones from China, different coloured. Coming back to my white again. I can't even talk today. I'll zoom in a bit. Maybe not that much. Sorry, did I make you dizzy? Okay, so I'm just smudging the colour using circular motions, but I'm also going in a vertical motion as well. I thought everybody knew Sammy. Guys, click on Sammy's name. Next to the name in the chat box, you should be able to see 3 little dots when you hover over her, and you can just sub from there. It means you don't have to leave the chat. You Caran Dash Blender, yeah. Oh, and Linda popped her link. There you go. I think is it 10:30? Oh, I think it's time to do a giveaway. I wanted to get a little bit of white down before I started, but I think it's time. So, while... no worries, Sammy. While I'm... Yeah, they do hurt. I hate that. I did have some little rubber pencil grip things, but my cat keeps pinching them, which she hasn't made an appearance today, has she, everyone? I think it's a bit quiet. She's hiding today. She's having a moment. I think she's asleep on my bed, curled up. Now as I come into the yellow sections, I'm going to try to push and blend and smudge that colour up into the colours as well. So Linda is going to chuck out the rules for the giveaway. We're not starting yet, so please don't call any numbers yet. Just let Linda write the rules out, and then I'll read them back to you. So for those that are new to YouTube and chat, make sure that you're signed into your account and that you're actually in the live chat box. Make sure you've clicked on live chat and it's not on top chat. Quite often people leave it on top chat and they miss out because the chat's not coming up live for them. So guys, read the chat box. If you're in live chat, you should be able to see Linda posting up the rules for the giveaway, how to enter. And then once she's done that, we'll go flick over and have a look at the flip through of the book so you know what you're entering for. It is a digital copy. And I'll be passing your details on to Michelle and she'll be sending it directly to you. So I will need to grab email address off the winner as well later on. Who keeps putting numbers? It's not time yet. All eager beavers. I haven't even done the flip through yet. You gotta see what you're entering into first. I did have to strategically blur out a couple of parts. The images are stunning, but trying to be YouTube friendly, I did try to just cover a few sections just in case people thought that's what it was, but you'll see what I mean. There's a couple of images in there that are a little revealing, but they're absolutely beautiful. So far that's how we're looking. You're going to get glare off the lights a little bit there. So I'll read out the rules so far. Closest number, hang on, I've got to go up. I'm in the wrong spot. There I am. Okay, rules. Choose one number between 1 and 100. Only one number per person. If anyone has the same numbers and the first person to type it gets that number. The number closest without going over wins. So I'll do a random number draw on my phone and you guys will be able to see that happen. And while we're actually doing the giveaway part, we won't be chatting in the box. It'll only be numbers that'll be coming up in the chat box then, so please don't chat. Also, if somebody else draws your number, don't tell them they've drawn it, just leave it. The first person that wrote the number is going to get that number, so it doesn't matter. And I think that's all that we need to say. Does that sound right? No numbers before I say it. Now, before we start the giveaway, I want to show you what you're actually going into the giveaway for. Would you like to see it? This is a copy of the digital version. The watermark isn't on the image, it is just for the video purpose because we're showing the full digital file. I've placed Michelle's name across the middle, transparent of course, so you can still see the image, but that's not included on the PDF version obviously. So I will pop it on for you guys to have a look at, and then afterwards we'll start the draw. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm back. What you guys think? If you haven't seen Michelle's work before, you'll probably agree that it's an artist that you didn't really want to miss. She's got some beautiful images. They're all grayscaled off her original watercolor ones, and also she does have a line art books as well. She's got another book out which is called Totem Animals, I think, which has got some beautiful images in it. But this one actually is probably my favorite. Awesome book. Hi May and Cheshire, and somebody else came in as well. Who was that before? Debbie, hi. There's a few popping in now that I didn't see earlier. No worries, Loretta. Hi, Jennifer. Yeah, it's a beautiful book. I'm just reading everybody's comments now. I have everything Michelle Tracey. I did the Fairies Cry 2 one. I did a tutorial on that in my early days on my phone. So that's in my later videos on my channel. And I've done a couple of Michelle Tracey images. I really like them. Really pretty. She does have an Etsy store. I'll pop some links up for you if they'll work. I had issues before. This is the actual image link. You can obviously see her store from this link, so I'll just post that one for you. That's to the actual image, but you can obviously go to her store from there. Also, it's Michelle Tracey Art, so if you Google Michelle Tracey Art, you'll be able to find all of her stuff. She has books on Amazon as well. I don't know if I popped all those links in the description. I'm pretty sure I have. So just close off the chat box and you can see the description there as well. Alright, so Linda, what I might get everyone to do is cease to chat for a moment while Linda finishes saying the rules, and then we'll get started on the giveaway. So no numbers, please, not yet. We will wait until I physically type the letters in. You'll see the little yellow box comes up, or red, or whatever color yours is, and it'll say my name, and then it'll have next to it to go. So until I actually physically do that, don't write any numbers. Thanks, Linda. Was there more rules, or was that it? Did we get them all? Do you want me to reread them? Is everyone in live chat? Okay, I think I missed the no number count before you say go. Well, I just said that, hey. Alright, so again, I'll just run through the rules. The very first time I did this was really quite funny, and I think most people know, but some people just don't know yet. They've never entered, so... Okay, so no typing during the chat while numbers are being chosen. No numbers before I say go, obviously. Again. So you got to choose a number between 1 and 100 and write that number in the text. That's the only thing that should be coming up in that chat box. So one person per number. The first person to call the number gets that number. Please don't call out or write that somebody's taken your number. Don't do that because it just gets confusing. If they've chosen your number and you chose it first, then obviously it's your number. And it is the closest number. After I do the draw, it'll be the closest number to that without going over that number. I noticed there was a few who weren't joining in. Thank you guys for letting us know, and I want everybody to type ready in the chat box. Pretty please. Thanks so much, Linda, for doing that. We've got readies. Awesome. Thanks for participating, everybody, and I'm excited to see who wins. Good luck. While you guys are writing your numbers, I'll just show you Michelle Tracey just sent out a newsletter, and she's got a new grayscale and line art image on her store, so pop over and check those out. Just going to give another minute or so for people to type their number. I can hear my fridge making ice in the background. Keeps dropping them. We're coming into summer here in Australia, and we've already had an extremely hot day already. I'm not looking forward to this summer. I'm so grateful for my fridge. My ice. Okay guys, no numbers now. I'm going to do the random draw. So I've just been using random.org, and last week it wasn't working, but this week it's working, look. So I will click the generate box here, and the little number will pop up. So good luck everybody. So number 4 is the number that was drawn. Number 4. So let me flick through the numbers. So how does that work, Linda? Your rule taker? There's no one with that number under that I can see. Do I redraw? I think I'll just redraw it. Are we good for that? Redraw? I'm going to redraw, guys. Here we go. I'm just going to push generate again from the same link. 31. 31. So the closest to that number without going over. I think I have a 28. Yep, I've got Sam. Hi Sam, welcome. Sam's a new patron as well. Thank you so much, Sam. So there you go. Oh, no, yeah, Sam. Beverly had 25 and Sam had 28. It was right at the end. You just got in there before I said stop. It was Sam. Congratulations, Sam. Thank you so much for joining in. Lucky, lucky. So Sam, I've got your details. I'll contact you after the live feed and we'll organise to get your details to Michelle. So thanks guys for entering, and a big thank you to Michelle for offering up a digital book for us today. So I'm going to get back to colouring. I've done I've got half an hour left, so I'm just going to keep moving on through these colours, and as I said, we won't get it all done now, but congratulations, Sam. It's good when new guys win stuff. Thanks. So if you didn't, those that didn't win today, if you pop over to her Etsy store, you can check it out there. Also, you can get the physical book on Amazon as well. I'm pretty sure it's Amazon. I say that. I remember saying Amazon. I've popped a whole heap of links in the description as well. I'm pretty sure she's going to, Angela. I think it's coming. I think there's a plan for a new book. Because she's done quite a few now. So I'm just blending all of those colours, smudging them in together. Just going around the flowers and the petals for now. So I'm trying to make the colours look more pastel coloured, I guess, by putting white over the top. But as I said, we're going to go back in with the colours and you'll see them just brighten up tenfold once I add the white behind them. Just going in between the petals still. And I'll fix them up later on. I'm not sure actually, Shara. I could ask her. Belinda, you're from Australia. There are poisonous snakes there. There are. It is on Amazon, yeah. I'm not sure what the paper's like. I can ask. I'm not sure if it's Create Space or if she's gone through a publisher or what they are. There are lots of poisonous snakes here and spiders. But yeah, snakes can be everywhere. They're a little bit sneaky. That's why we always make sure we mow our lawns in summer. Keep the grass short so you can see things like that, because they like shady, long grass. Sometimes they like to lay out in the sun too, but they can be pretty sneaky in grass. So we actually have a pretty big paddock or field just outside of our place, so we get mice and all sorts of things from the long grass. Alright, I think I'm happy with that. Now, it's really muted off those colours, so now we're going to come back in and re-deepen them up. So we started with the light red violet, and we're going to just go over the top of that, and we're going to continue in kind of the same areas that we did before. Some of them aren't going to be exactly the same because they're all blended in nicely now, but we'll try to get most of those back in. So now I'm just going over the top of that white, still using light pressure, but the colour's actually a little bit more vibrant now off that grey a little bit. It's a bit of pink there. It is Create Space paper. Okay. Who are you? Oh, because we said the critter. Sorry. There are lots of scary critters here in Australia. A lot of Australia is bushland though. And it's warm weather. I think the cold-blooded animals seem to like the warm weather. And the critters. I think the critters are something that we see more of. And we've got a few deadly critters here in Australia. And they're quite small, the deadly ones, which is makes them hard to find or see sometimes. We had a discussion about this not long ago, but here in Australia you have to make sure your shoes have nothing in them if you leave them outside before you put them on, because quite often that's where people get bitten on their feet. And in clothing that they may have left on the floor or hung on the line, or I put all my personal stuff in the dryer, clothes dryer. It will kill anything. I've got the green, I think we use next. Is that right? Am I right? I think we use green in the stems and a little bit around. Can you see those starting to brighten up now? You can hear the scratching on the paper now because the wax is sitting on top of it. Yeah, actually a little boy, I think it might have been here in Victoria, Mum took the washing off the line and the little boy wore a t-shirt and it happened to have one of the deadly ones inside it, and he got bitten under the arm and nearly died. And the thing is, with those particular critters, you need to know which one you've been bitten by so they can give you the right treatment. So, yeah, it's a bit hard. I mean, with snakes it's different. You can actually physically see them. You know, they're not hard to miss. But if you've bitten on your arm, the long time could have gone past before, you know, it could have gone, disappeared. It's a bit scary sometimes, but not something that I think about every single day. I've got blue. Sky blue again. Oh yeah, somebody was telling me about TV too. Hi Kenny. A green ant. Wow. I mean, I've been bitten by a bull ant before, and oh my gosh. Yeah. And I'm actually allergic to bees now because I've been stung so many times over my life. Bees are inconvenient. But apparently the bee venom or bee sting, whatever it is in the bee sting, never leaves the body. So if you have been bitten quite a few times, that build-up can then cause a sensitivity to it. And I used to get bitten every single time I went on a holiday because I like bare feet. Pink Meadow Lake next, just going over the pink sections. I'm still doing it really lightly on the side, and I'm being quite rough because I'm going to go back in again with a bit more white and just blend that off again. So we're just sort of trying to get those colours all in nice together. I don't even know what I'm saying now. You know what I mean. I meant what I said. Bit of pink on the side of that stem. And then I think we'll go back in with the yellow and just brighten that up again, and then we'll go back in with white again. Cane toads, ugh. They move further down the states. I'm not in Queensland, so we don't have them. Oh, fire ants, I heard they're really bad too. Ugh, I don't have cane toads. Kathy, if you're visiting over here, you'll probably be in areas. No, cane toads don't kill you. Kathy, if you were coming to visit, you probably wouldn't visit areas that had those kinds of things anyway. It's mainly in country areas. I live out in the southeastern suburbs. Linda lives out on the western suburbs, which is a lot more country. So... But if you're visiting the cities and things like that, you won't see them. Cane toads can be poisonous to other animals. I think they are poisonous, but I'm never going to go near a cane toad, so... Didn't they introduce them to get rid of another animal that they introduced to get rid of a plant? I don't know, there's this whole big ecosystem thing that we had to learn at school about them. Just going in with the yellow again and just brightening that up a little bit. Can you see it's starting to get a little bit brighter now? I don't know, light's not all that great, but the pigment's just a lot stronger. I did have a feeling we weren't going to get all the way through this, or the background, so we'll sort of move across in parts, I think. Just going back in with that yellow just to brighten those areas up a little bit more. Oh, you did, Kenny? I haven't actually seen it. You know, I've got a huge pile of books here, Happy Mail books, and I just have not had time to do a live to show everybody. I've got heaps of presents. It's been awesome. Going to be seeing Miss Behaven this week, and she's got something she wants to give me to try out. And same with Miss Linda. Oh, I sent off, we had a draw in Patreon. I sent off a little froggy to Miss Beverly, who was here earlier. I'm not sure if she's still here. And she's received her little froggy sharpener. She's pretty excited. Like to put a smile on people's faces. It's nice. So if you're wanting to know what the little froggy was, I managed to get a couple of these off a website, and that's what the prize was. We're really starting to build up that colour now. We might need to bring some orange into these flowers, I think, to just make them stand out a little bit more. She loved it. Ugh, I don't like them either. Presents are good. Yeah, I'm getting presents from you. Linda? I hope I am. You said you were. I don't know. Am I? My pencil's getting really blunt, but it doesn't matter. It's quite good blunt. I'm just going to go back in and just redo some of those areas that aren't really blended now. Just between colours. Just blending them in a little bit more. Kind of trying to remove some of the actual lines if I can and just bleed them in together a little bit. I love that pink. The pink came out probably the best. I wish the camera showed a little bit better. What I will do is I'll pop it under the scanner and I'll post it in the event so you can see the actual colour that I've done so far, because it is really pale on the camera. I could try playing with the light and everything, but it's not going to give it justice. So you've got plenty of time to catch up on what we've done today. If you didn't do any now, you can always rewatch and catch up to where we're up to. Hi Sherry. I love my sharpener, Shara. It's awesome. I've had it for years. But yeah, really good. You can't read chat anymore. Why not? Oh, we've stopped talking about creepy crawlies, peoples. We're moving on from that now. No worries. Yes, it's Deli, the brand. I'm pretty sure they'll all be pretty similar. I know that some people couldn't find the actual froggy one. There was like pandas and I think I saw something else, a train maybe? I don't know. But I'm going to assume that they're all the same, but I can't guarantee they will be exactly the same mechanism inside. But yeah, I'm starting to get too low now. My wood is starting to scratch the paper. I'm just going to sharpen that. I'm actually doing I've got 2 videos ready to go for reviews from new books that have just come out. One, I'll grab the pictures and show you. They'll be coming out in the next week or so. Oh, sorry, my picture was still in the scanner. So I've got a review coming out of the African Fashions colouring book by Diana Murray, and this is an image I've done out of that. So there'll be a flip through and a review and speed colouring of that one. And also I've got Alina Lazareva's new book, and I've done a review and flip through of that and a speed colouring. So that one will be out probably midweek next week. Oh, they got no froggies? Sherry, where are you? So the Diana Murray one is a line art book, and the Alina Lazareva, is that how you say it? Lazareva? Hers is a Grayscale book called Women of Nature or something like that. Just sharpened him now. So So we'll finish this, more of this next week, and for those that didn't get the image, make sure you come and join the group. Night, Sammy. Thanks for dropping in. There's a couple of questions on the joining. You've got to answer those too, but that's there. And if you can't find the image, it is in the event. So the events is listed under the events tab in a group, and also I've also listed it under the unit section, and it's also in the announcements as well. So there's 3 places you can grab the link. And then once you're in the event, the image is posted on the wall. So scroll down, halfway down, all the posts that are in there, and it's halfway down. And also the color swatch chart for Polychromos is down the bottom of the feed, because it was the first thing I posted. Maybe it was the second, I can't remember. Sharon, go answer the questions, lovey. Just so we know where you're from. Nearly done for today. You guys have been awesome. So thanks again to Michelle Tracey for the beautiful image, and also for the book for the giveaway. I think I'm pretty happy with the blending in that. It's kind of streaky looking. I haven't done down the bottom here yet, but it looks like it's kind of a lot of different colours all sort of bleeding in together. Night, Angela, thanks for dropping in. Yeah, it's going to be lunchtime by the time I finish here too. Got to upload all the stuff for tomorrow's videos. If you have any questions, jump on, ask away. If you want to send me a message, I can answer them there as well. Bye, Pam. Bye, Debbie. Everyone's going. Bye, Kenny. Finishing up. It's all good. So it'll be same time next week, and we'll continue on, and we'll get into the lighter section here, and then we'll finish this side, and then we'll do her in the middle there. So I'll, as I said, I'll scan this up and you can have a look at it in the event. Hi, Lisa. Thanks. We're finishing up. Got about 8 minutes and I'll be gone. People are still putting numbers in. The giveaway is already over. Make sure you're in live chat, not top chat, guys. Hi, Loretta. You're still here. I didn't break it. Oh, now I've said that. Maybe I should stop using the white now. Oh, I didn't see. I did see that you messaged me on Facebook. I got that. Almost done. I've just gone back over it again and I'm just sort of making sure they're all blended in nicely. I don't want any streaks. I just want it to kind of be smooth together. And a couple of areas I've just added a little bit more color because I could still see the grey behind. So I just wanted to get rid of that. And some of these lighter blue areas as well. Still a little bit of grey. So the idea is that we cover up all of the grey with colour. The only areas I haven't done now are the little flowers, because we'll go back in and I think I might use some orange and some purple in those. A little bit more pink in. Yeah, this is the Neenah Classic Crest. This is the 80-pound one. I like it. It's nice and smooth. I don't have to do as much blending on it, and I can use markers and pencil on it is the main reason. Just saves me a lot of time and hassle swapping over printer paper and things like that. I can use it with everything. It's not very good with watercolor though. You can use it, but you just have to be real careful. I usually, if I know I'm going to do a big watercolor or neo background, I'll use watercolor paper, because you know it's going to go on well and I can load it up a bit more with water. I've just got the pink again now, and I'm just going in and adding a tiny little bit more colour over the top. It's just about adjusting it to your own personal preference too. You might like more purple or more green. But yeah, I'll scan it up. It is pretty slick, but yeah, that's why I like it. Yeah, once you figure it out and you figure out how much pressure you can put on it and how many layers and things like that, it gets a little bit easier, but you do need to use light pressure for layers, and that's what I like about it, because I have so much trouble with arthritis in my hands. It seems to be quite smooth and easy to use, and it still blends quite well even though it is smooth. Just going back over those areas, I just added a little bit more colour in just to blend them off slightly. I think I'm pretty happy with that. It has come out pretty good. Once we move this across the entire page, it will be good. If you don't have a soft white pencil either, you could use the Zest-It. I just felt that it was a little bit dark, so you may like to add a bit more of a lighter colour in there instead of what we've used. I also think you could use a blender as well instead of white, but I think I'm covered. I think most of it is covered except for the petals. We've still got area there for petal colour. Now I have to make sure I put it away until next week and I don't play with it, because sometimes I'll see things and I want to change it. But I have to leave that on for camera, so I'll hide it away so I can't change anything. Okay, I'm done. I think I'm pretty happy with how that's come out so far. Still got a ways to go, but it's a start. So guys, I just want to thank you all for dropping in, and again thank you Michelle Tracey for the image and also the freebie that we've got, or we had. Congratulations to Sam. I'll contact you too for details on where to send that. And what paper do you prefer? I've already read that for you. once you get to know it. Paper is perfect in her books. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Lisa. I wasn't sure. I don't have a physical book. And thank you, Kathy. Thanks so much, guys, for hanging around. No worries. Loretta, it's great to have you around. It's great having a chat with everybody. And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks, Linda. Yeah, awesome. I will see you next week. Same time, same channel, same station, you know, all that. No worries, May. We'll be finishing this off next week. So we've got 4 weeks in total. We've got 3 more weeks to go. Make sure you join the event if you want the image. And I think that's everything that I wanted to say. Bye, guys. See you next time.